Hey guys, what's up? It's Generalkidd here. Today, I'm going to be tackling the question of which Halo difficulty is canon. And what canon means, if you don't know, is if it's like true to lore, like if it's part of the Halo lore, part of the Halo universe. So if something is canon, then that's like what's official in as far as the Halo background goes, the whole universe, the backstory. Now, I don't usually do lore videos in Halo. There are other Halo YouTubers out there that do a much better job with lore videos and probably know a lot more too about every aspect of Halo lore. But this is one thing that I've been actually curious about for a while, and I've done a lot of research on this. I looked online, looked at forums, looked at different Reddit posts, and there's actually been like a lot of debate around this for quite a while now, and a lot of people have like different opinions and different theories about which difficulty is considered canon. And the consensus is actually, well, not I wouldn't say consensus. It's a lot of split opinions, but a lot of people say it's heroic difficulty. And let's take a look at why. So in Halo 3, if you look at the difficulty menu for campaign, under heroic it says fight against formidable foes that will truly test your skill and wits. This is the way Halo is meant to be played. So that little line there, this is the way Halo is meant to be played, is actually, it appears again in the later Halo games like ODST, same line in Halo Reach, and surprisingly even 343's first Halo game, Halo 4, that line is still there. This is the way Halo is meant to be played. So that's it, right? Case closed. Heroic difficulty is canon, right? That's the official. That's lore. That's what the Halo universe is like, right? Well, not exactly. Not necessarily. Because in all those forum posts and Reddit posts, that's been like up to interpretation, subject to interpretation by different people. Some people interpret that as Bungie saying that gameplay-wise, that's how they, that's how like you're supposed to play Halo as far as gameplay goes. You know, that's what the gameplay is supposed to be like. It's not too hard, not too easy as well. But others, might interpret it as like that's actually what the Halo universe is. That's how Bungie sees the Halo universe. That's how like all the enemies are, and that's how all the UNSC, all the Spartans, and how Master Chief is. So, like I said, it's up to interpretation. But interestingly, when 343 took over Halo, when Bungie stopped making it, and when Microsoft formed 343 to continue making Halo games, yes, 343 kept that line, this is the way Halo is meant to be played, in the main menu. But later on, after Halo 4, and aside from Halo Anniversary, 343 actually changed that. And, that might be changing, like, if indeed heroic difficulty was lore, that was canon, it wouldn't be the first time 343 changed something, or they retconned something in Halo lore. But that's a different discussion for another day and another debate. But see, with their first game with Master Chief Collection, they actually changed the original descriptions for the difficulties in all the Halo games. They actually made them all use the same description. But as you'll see in a second here, all those descriptions are just generic, and they don't have any mention of that line, this is the way Halo is meant to be played. And even in their even newer Halo games like Halo 5, it's the same thing. And even Halo Wars 2, which wasn't directly developed by 343, it also makes no mention of this is the way Halo is meant to be played. So, what does that mean exactly? Does 343 see the Halo universe differently than Bungie? Because it would, if Bungie did indeed see heroic difficulty as what's official, then it seems like 343 has changed that. Well, that's not entirely the case. To figure out which difficulty is canon, there's actually other clues besides the Halo games. And ever since 343 took over, the Halo lore has been a lot more book-based. As in, a lot of the backstory is heavily in the books now. So, with that in mind, let's turn to the books and see if there's any clues in the books that will tell us which difficulty is in fact canon. And the one book that we're going to turn to is Halo the Flood. Now, this book was actually out a long time ago, before 343 and even before Halo 2. But it takes place during the events of Halo 1, and pretty much during the entire game, but it focuses kind of around the mission 343 Guilty Spark, a little bit before that, and a little bit after that as well. But in the book, it talks about a Pelican called Victor 399, I think, or V933, or, well, I forgot what the exact number was of the Pelican, but this is the Pelican that Captain Keyes and company take to find that Covenant weapons cache in this area. And it crashes, but they escape the wreckage and they encounter the Flood later. Now, as you can see here next to the crash site, there are these shotguns here. Now, they may just look like ordinary shotguns sitting on the ground, but they're actually very important. And they are very important because in the book, those shotguns are specifically mentioned to be next to the crash site of this Pelican. And that's important because on Halo 1, on that mission 343 Guilty Spark, if you play that mission on any difficulty above easy, whether it's normal, heroic, or legendary, that shotgun will actually not spawn. It will not spawn on any difficulty above easy. Which means, when you play Halo 1, if you wanted to play it true to the books, true to the lore, then you have to play it on easy difficulty. Because on higher difficulties, that shotgun does not spawn, and therefore, that contradicts the books. Now, some people say, like, game canon comes before book canon, and that's been like up for debate for a long time, since like the Halo Reach days. But ever since 343 took over, book canon has been a lot more important, and they even like republished Halo the Flood. So they're in charge of lore now, and they say that books are, well, lore or canon. Now, in the older Halo games, like Halo 1, the main menus don't make any mention of that line, "This is the way Halo is meant to be played." So back then, just based on the difficulty menu, it was pretty ambiguous which difficulty you should play on. Back then, it was more of just like your preference, how you want to play it. So the difficulties don't actually tell you anything. However, even in Halo Anniversary, the description stays the same. But like I said, in Halo 1, just based on the books, that shotgun is pretty much the key here. And even in Halo 2, actually Halo 2 uses the same descriptions as Halo 1, so no reference to this is the way Halo is meant to be played. So does that mean easy difficulty is what's canon? That's the official difficulty, and that's how the Halo universe is? Well, I would have to say so, actually. Because if you look at the description for easy, it basically says that all your foes will cower before you, and you're like this unstoppable killing machine. Especially when you play as Master Chief. And that's actually pretty true. There's been like a lot of cases throughout all the Halo games where a lot of enemies, grunts and jackals, they'll all just run away, especially when you kill like their allies. And even a legendary difficulty, grunts and sometimes jackals will still run away as well. So that basically fits the description for easy. Your foes pretty much cower before you. And the fact that like Master Chief has the title of Demon by the Covenant, I don't think that's a title that's earned lightly. He's like, to the Covenant, Master Chief is pretty much like this unstoppable killing machine that like single-handedly wiped out their army and destroyed a Halo ring. You know, because during the events of Halo 2, they even say that like that one Spartan, Master Chief, was pretty much responsible for like everything. And you know, here on this cutscene on Halo 5, Osiris team, they're like just running through, charging through this Covenant army here, and they're like taking out everyone just like so fast and so easily without so much as a scratch. That's if this was gameplay and you were playing on a heroic difficulty or higher, you could never do that. You can't just like charge into like a bunch of ghosts and wraiths and phantoms and like 100 enemies and just blast all of them without so much as getting a scratch. No way at all. Like, doesn't matter how good you are, there's no way you can do that. So, you know, with all this evidence, with all that, with the references to the book, I would say that the interpretation that in the other Halo games where this is the way Halo is meant to be played, I would say that is just like how Bungie sees like the game, gameplay-wise. That's how it's supposed to be played. But as far as the Halo universe goes, you know, this is just my opinion. But based on all this, I would have to say that easy difficulty is what's officially canon, what's lore as far as Halo difficulty goes. Which means, in my opinion, again, if you wanted to play, if you wanted to like immerse yourself in the Halo story and like play it as like the books are, like how the lore is, then you want to play it on easy difficulty. I know that sounds kind of funny, but I think that's what it is, and I think easy is in fact the closest to canon, to like what represents the Halo universe. Because, you know, like I said, the Spartans are pretty much these unstoppable killing machines to the Covenant. But yeah, so, you know, if you guys have a different opinion, or if you have a different theory about which difficulty is canon, just, you know, let me know in the comments. And I actually look forward to having that discussion with you guys. I think this is going to make a really great discussion. So just, you know, post in the comments, and I'll, you know, be sure to jump in on some discussions here and there. But other than that, if you enjoyed this and found it to be interesting, just make sure to leave a like and leave your thoughts again, and you know, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and also click that little notification button next to the subscribe button, so you can stay up to date with our latest videos. And other than that, I look forward to having these discussions with you guys, and I will see you guys next time.